Scary stories. The ghost in the swamp. Many years have passed, but I still remember this unusual incident that happened to me in the mysterious, nighttime forest. The night was cold, very cold, like a knife blade piercing through the darkness. I was driving along a forest road, endless, as if it had been drawn by something ancient, something that knew where I was headed, and suddenly the car stalled. The engine wheezed, tried to say something, and then fell silent. Silence. Complete, profound silence. I turned the ignition key, again and again, but there was no response, only dead silence. I was alone, in this darkness, that breathed the sky. It was covered in clouds, thick, like a blanket, no stars, no moon, only darkness. My headlights, the only source of light. They dimly illuminated the wet asphalt. It glistened, like the skin of a huge beast. A sleeping beast. The village wasn't far. I decided to walk. But with every step my anxiety grew. Someone was following me, invisible, keeping their distance, but not losing sight of me. It wasn't just a feeling. It was knowledge, deep, unshakable. I wasn't alone. The path led through the forest. The ground beneath my feet grew softer, stickier, as if trying to hold me back. The smell, dampness, decay, growing stronger. I was heading toward the swamp. Fog. It thickened, enveloped me. Cold fingers touched my skin. I walked as if in a dream. Every step was a struggle. The air, thick, like syrup. Hours passed, or minutes. Time had lost its meaning here. I found myself at the edge of the swamp, water, squelched under my feet. Something was watching me from the depths. The forest, its silhouettes, distorted, the fog. They didn't belong to this world. And then, I heard it. Not a sound, something more. The air grew heavy, rustling. Somewhere in the distance, something huge, ancient, was rising from the mire. Light, dim, flickering. It didn't come from a source. It emerged from the darkness itself. I froze. The light grew brighter, and from it, he appeared. A ghost, but not the kind they tell stories about. This was something else, an entity. Alive and dead at the same time. Its form, blurred, as if it had been torn from another dimension. Its face, oh God, its face, old, gaunt, wrinkles, cracks in time. Its eyes, staring at me, emptiness, a vortex, pulling me in. It raised its hand, slowly, mechanically. A finger pointed to the side. I felt something inside me obeying. Terror paralyzed me. I couldn't move. Its gaze penetrated my soul, draining warmth, hope. And then it began to disappear, slowly, as it had appeared. Its form dissolved into the fog. A faint glow, swallowed by the darkness. I don't remember how I started moving. My legs carried me on their own, in the direction it had pointed. The swamp, the fog, the darkness, all merged. A nightmare, and suddenly light. A fire, in a window. I walked, like a traveler, to the last refuge. The village, it greeted me without joy. The locals looked at me with suspicion, but not surprise. They knew. The swamp is guarded by something ancient, one of them said. His voice trembled. It doesn't let go of those who disturb its peace. I stayed the night, but even here, in safety, I felt him. His gaze, cold, relentless, still on me. I knew he hadn't left. He was waiting, and someday, on one of these dark nights, he would return.